Okay, so everybody that's a DBZ fan has their theories about time travel and all that stuff, and it's really intriguing to really talk about, and it's very interesting. Now, there are some fan theories that instead of there being four timelines, there's actually being three, with the hot timeline being only one. There's not two hot timelines. I'll make more sense of that when I get further into this video. There's the unseen timeline, and then there's the main timeline, which is this one right here. So some fans believe that there is only one timeline of the history of Trunks, because there is technically two if you think about it about the four timelines. But the reason I'm gonna tell you why, the reason why now there's actually some good points. It sounds cool. So we have here we have the hot timeline. So fast forward to Trunks going back to 784. We're gonna do this is gonna be the unseen timeline instead of the main one right here. So Trunks goes back to 784, gives his warning, goes back to 784 in his timeline, then comes back to 767. So he eventually finds a remote in Dr. Gero's lab to destroy the androids, and they deactivate the androids. Most likely destroyed Cell while Trunks destroyed Gero's lab. Then goes back to this timeline, destroys those androids, and prepares to go back to the unseen timeline to tell, the Z-Fires that they did it, he did it, and all that good stuff. But then Cell comes in the picture, kills him, and then goes back for some reason to 763, which wouldn't make sense, because why would Trunks want to go back to 763 instead of age 767? But I don't know, maybe Cell pressed something by accident. But because he went to 763, this now creates a new timeline. See, had he went back to 767, he would have just came to the unseen timeline. But because he went further back, even a year before this timeline, that branches off a new timeline, which is our timeline when he comes back to 763. Now, the reason why this timeline theory wouldn't work is because when when Gohan kills Cell, all that stuff, and Trunks eventually has to go back to his time to fight the androids. Now, yes, Trunks still comes to this timeline, because since Cell comes a year before, Trunks going back in time is now a part of history. So Trunks has to eventually go to this timeline. So Trunks eventually goes back to his future, but the reason why this wouldn't work is because if he were to go back, there has to be androids for him to destroy. There has to be Cell for him to destroy. Because we all saw that. So yeah, we all saw that there was the androids that still need to be dealt with, and then the Cell. In this timeline, there is no more androids and there is no more Cell. So it's safe to assume that there are now four timelines. Because if